Welcome back. And in this lesson, we're going to be looking at the Rip Edge tool. And maybe it should be called like Rip From. So let's go ahead and mess with this tool. I don't use it very often, but I just want to show you what it does just in case you need this for a project you're working on. So make sure you have your hammer selected and go into edit mode and just stay in point mode or go into point mode if you're not. And what this will do is if we highlight Rip Edge, this one right here, any point that we select, we can essentially like rip another point out of it. So just click and drag, and notice I just made a new point and just kind of created a new piece of geometry. And so I can take that again, rip it again, take that one, rip it again. So, if you want to do some type of stair steps, obviously this is going to be very strange geometry, but if you ever need to create points inside of your meshes from existing points, you can essentially just rip them out of a different vertice. So go ahead and play with that and just kind of destroy one of your faces here and kind of just get used to what the tool does. And then you can just undo or leave it there if you like it. It's totally up to you. Actually, let's leave one just to do it. So just go ahead and maybe just rip one of these out. Just make your mark in this hammer. So I'm going to do something like that. And just make some really strange geometry. Go to the side, and I'm just going to grab that with G. And bring it somewhere down in the same area. There we go. And there we go. There's my mark. So that's probably going to be an issue when we go to 3D print, but let's go ahead and prepare for 3D printing. You've done it. You have made a funky hammer out of 8 different tools. Hopefully that gave you a quick overview of what they are capable of and how and when to use them. But let's go ahead and get it ready for printing. So do 3D print toolbox, check all, and there we go. Everything's zeroed out except for our non-flat faces, which is probably going to be right here from our little edge split. So let's go ahead and check it. Yep, there's one there. And right here where we made the 2-sphere tool. So let's fix them. Just go to cleanup, click distorted, bloop, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Check all, and we're fixed. Ready to rip, ready to go. So let's export this thing and slice it on up. So I'm going to scroll down to export. Here I have a little STLs folder here, and let's do export. Now we're inside of Prusa Slicer. Let's go ahead and add our object, and we'll just grab our hammer. And there it is. I'm actually going to shrink it down just a little bit. So I'm going to scale it 50%, just to make it a little smaller, because it's not actually a functional hammer. It's just for fun. So let's go ahead and check our settings. 0.2 is fine. Infill 20% on gyroid. And we should not need any support material, but I may add a few little raft layers. And actually, let's don't. I'm going to not add any rafts. I just want this to print straight off the print bed. So it is manifold. Yes. And slice it on up. There we go. Within 45 minutes, I'm going to have a little hammer that I can bang on stuff with. So notice here, if we scrub through, let's just scrub through this. We've got our base layers. And then when it gets to here, it's going to bridge, which will be an amazing feat. And then we've got a little bridge that will happen here. Or actually, it's just a very tiny bridge. And we'll bridge there. And then we've got our little mark from the Rip Edge tool. And this part right here, this is, let's see, this little nail grabber tail here from the right here. This right here. And that's why I kind of took it to a pretty extreme angle. This wouldn't be a normal angle for a hammer. But I just wanted it to 3D print without supports. So I took it to that extreme, and it's just really for looks. But if I was making a real hammer, it would have been a little tighter. But I am very happy with that. I think it's super funky and fun looking. So let's go ahead and print that thing.